This is a book club or fishbowl of If You Lived with the Cherokee.
Yeah, great. I wrote that it was interesting that 1 out of 4 people died in the Trail of Tears because they were just walking, and I don't know how they got the flu, because normally you get the flu when it's cold, and they got the flu during the spring, and then it became winter. So I thought that
Probably because they were really hot, and maybe there was a big change.
Yeah, and they didn't have any water.
I thought it was interesting that the people, they would dress up in like their enemies, and then like go in councils or houses and like kind of imitate like their enemies. Oh, and this was this is the ceremonies.
I can make a connection to the game charades, when you act something out and you try to guess what it is, but now they don't act it out. They put masks on to try to guess it, and you tried to guess what they did.
your dad was.
And I thought.
And when you were a kid, you tried to guess who your dad was, and they were dancing around the fire. I thought that was cool.
I thought it was pretty cool for them to have this a little celebration every single month, like August and September, and in March, and they have the first new moon, and they have the green corn dance, and then they have the ripe corn ceremony, and in September when it's really harvest. So I think that was pretty cool.
They really took their game seriously there, because especially if they killed people to stop goals.
Stickball.
Yeah, and stickball. And if I were in their shoes, I would just walk away secretly to try to not get invited to that game and get invited to stop goals and stuff. What do you guys think?
Well, I would do the same.
I agree with you, because you're risking your life when you play, and yeah.
I thought it wasn't fair when they started playing the game where the boys got the sticks and sort of like lacrosse, and the girls had to use their hands, and I thought that wasn't really fair to the girls.
Well, yeah, but like when
I sort of disagree with you, because I think it would be easier to use your hands, because you don't have to throw it with a stick and use your accuracy.
That's what I was just gonna say, because you can throw the ball farther with your hand than a stick, I think.
Yeah, but if you were like hands, sometimes if you were on like a rainy day, it would slip.
Yeah.
And if you have a stick, you could like throw it without it slipping.
But it's kind of both ways, because
mixed feelings.
the stick, mixed feelings, because the stick can get wet, the stick could slip out, but your hands could also get slippery.
Hands are also easier for accuracy.
Yeah.
Because sticks, what if you make like an inch? If you make an inch to the, like if you, instead of going like that, if you went like that, it would go a completely different direction.
And I thought it was actually this is like really cool when they had 400 plants for use for medicine, and I said I think 400 plants to cure you of. Wow. You could pick one that if you have some disease or something, you can use a plant that exactly for that disease.
If you have you could use aloe
or allergies or whatever.
Just build on what Ken said.
Sure.
With 400 plants with medicine, you would think that one of the 400 plants would probably work, but one of 400, if one worked, then it wouldn't heal as much as our medicine today. But if 30 of the 400 worked, then the 30 would probably build up to one of our medicines today.
Because then they didn't have what we did, they had a medicine man, or today we have doctors
And like,
nurses and stuff.
and we have like stuff to see, like if you have the flu or if you have
Yeah, like
something.
a shot maybe.
Yeah, so, sort of like you might be able to make a shot out of like a rock. You just like make a little hole and just stick it in there and push it in with
Yeah, because
the medicine.
you could like use a rock and then like a little tube,
Yeah.
kind of, because like a shot you kind of push down and then it like a needle goes in your
Yeah.
arm.
And then that could inject the medicines. You don't have to like put it in your food or something.
And
Yeah.
And I thought it was sort of like really cool because like I think it's like really cool because you get to when your grandfather or your mom or dad tell you a legend, and then you're really little, and then you remember that legend when you grow up, and then if you have children, then you can tell it to your children, and then they keep on going with the tradition.
Isn't that a legacy? Yeah.
I really like the way Kayla kind of built on. I kind of like the way that Kayla built or like dug deep with her thinking, because about the medicine, because she said that it would with 400 medicine plants that it would
One of them would have to carry you.
yeah, but because that really grew our thoughts, because everyone like had a connection to that.
Well, can I share one more thing?
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that 7 days after a person died, they had a dance to make the soul go to their God faster, and that the grave was never, and that nobody could go to the grave because they thought that it would bring bad luck.
Yeah, because sometimes if you like some people say 13 or Friday 13 is bad, and like if you go to somewhere special, like they would think the Friday the 13th and going to someone's grave was bad, so it would bring bad luck. So then they would but like they would think like today it was Friday the 13th, but then it was going to a grave with bad luck.
I like how Will when he just said this now. I liked how he did deep. He wasn't in a shallow end. He went to the deep end, and he really dig deep about like on the Friday 13th. You don't go in the grave.
I thought that Ryan really dug deep on stickball, because I agree with him. I would not want to play and get killed, because then your family would be sad, and then you would wish that you didn't do it because you died.